I'm with Dave Shorland from Motorola. Dave, explain a little bit to me about, why you're here and what's the message you're getting across here at BAPCO.
Yeah, sure. Well, we obviously come every year, for many years. Public safety is our business. When security, we need anything else. We see the people that come here, our colleagues, customers, tech investors. They want to know what's the latest in public safety from Motorola's perspective. We run the Airwave network. There's a large portfolio that's live in policing, fire handlers, slow, safety sectors, the UK. Go and see what's the latest from Metro.
At the end of the day, I think one of the things it's about human beings, and it's about people. It's about making a difference in terms of if somebody has that emergency situation, getting people in contact, communicating much, I suppose, in the swiftest way possible. Yeah. How do you do that? How does that work within your company?
Yeah, so we have a full portfolio, so from the radio network with live radios that concerts and mix workers and fire workers use, all the way through to controlling systems in video solutions, and so on. And our key mantra is how could we deliver the most effective technology to those frontline users so that they can stay safe and they can keep the public safe in the best way possible. So some examples of that would be quality of voice through the radio system, for example. So we have AI now working through all of our Tetra radios to reduce ambient noise. So that outside noise that sometimes affects what you can hear on the radio and on the 999 caller side of things. So we have technology in the controller now that helps control and operators much more effectively be able to deal with the public in noisy situations and much more effectively deal with frontline officers with their sirens blaring in a car and so on, so they can actually hear what's going on, as an example. And we have many others.
It's fascinating because things like AI get such it can get very negative press in what it does, and I think there's times when people don't realise this. In fact, in our work here, what we're doing, we've got noises. We've got somebody wandering. Every now and again, you hear a bang, you hear a noise. It's somebody walking over a loose bit of metal on the floor. But actually, those are things that we can take away to make it, to improve, as you say, that listener experience. But if that's just us doing it for aesthetics, but you're doing it really, and that is crucial. What somebody is hearing in a time of stress, that is so crucial.
That's right. We're dealing with those moments that the public have and police officers have, for example, in the most stressful situations possible, where life can be threatened, or people call 999 in the worst moment of their life, usually. So it's incumbent upon us to do the best job we can to allow those members of the public to be heard really clearly, so they don't have to repeat what they say each time and so on, and give that most effective response that we can.
And how's what you've done you do as a company? How has that sort of really grown and evolved over the years?
Wow. So we're famous for being a radio company, really, a comms company. And around 10 years ago, we've been doing software for a long time, but we weren't famous for it, I suppose. We started investing in software technologies, video technologies 10 years ago, and that's been a massive growth in our portfolio presence. And we're now about a third of our business is comms, a third of it's software, and a third of it's video now. So it's a real mixed portfolio, but they all integrate together. We call it an ecosystem, public safety ecosystem, if you like. It's a set of integrated capabilities that work really seamlessly together to give our users and the public a better experience.
So here at BAPCO, you've had people coming in on your stand and talking to you over the past couple of days. What are the main things that they're bringing up? What are the main topics they want to talk about?
Well, and I think it's that, really. How can we deliver our services in a more effective and efficient way? How can we solve the problems we have today? How can we use AI or the latest technologies in an effective but safe and ethical manner? That's what everybody's after. And how can we stop buying solutions in silos and buy solutions that work together seamlessly to give a more effective
set of services to the public.
And sometimes it's that thing, isn't it, that now there are so many ways that it make it easier for us to communicate. And you can almost be overwhelmed by that.
Yeah, needle in the haystack. So AI can be a great aid to that. So if you take video, for example, we have a number of solutions in the video sector where we can find interesting things around 100 different video feeds or hours and hours of video footage. We can find the person in the red jumper. We can find the lost child in the supermarket in seconds. And the AI is very good at sifting out all of the noise and allowing the human, because there's always a human in the loop in the decision-making process, to just look at those snippets of information so that they can get to the information they really want much, much quicker. And there's that golden hour thing, where,
Yes, yeah.
if you can find that information quickly, then you can save lives and improve the things.
It's an interesting one because so many people say, oh gosh, every corner we turn, there's a camera on us, there's somebody watching us, something. But it is that one time, isn't it, that when it really needs it,
You only have to look on the news at how many tricky, serious offences are solved through video evidence. But getting to that video evidence is days, hours, weeks, months of work of a police officer sitting in front, watching minute by minute footage. So we can remove that burden without removing that person who makes the decision on whether that piece of footage is relevant or not.
Fascinating. So what's next? What's coming up now in the future? What do you, if you had that crystal ball, what do you see?
Well, so we are investing more and more in our own products. So there's that evolution of our products. AI will become more and more prevalent in all the solutions that we work on, and that integration of all of our products will become tighter and tighter. We think video has much more part to play in this whole piece. And communications, obviously we have the ESN network coming along. We have other solutions that can help fill in blind spots and so on. We've brought a company called Silvus, which is a really interesting MANET radio company that's heavily used in the military, that has very, very good civil usage in the States. We want to bring that over here. So there's some really interesting communications technologies that we think we can bring from that side of the house into public safety.
Well, as I say, watch this space. I think that's very much what people will be doing. Thank you so much, Dave, for joining us today. Thank you.
No problem.